Today we're going to be taking a look at the Fireball and the Motion, basically MVP's version of my favorite disc, the Firebird. You see, today is a special day because right now the Broadbirds are officially available. At powergripusa.com, use code BRODRICK10, save you a little bit more, and it directly supports me. This is a PFN Star Firebird, one of the most beautiful discs ever made, and one of my favorites. And this is a Broadbird, Frisbee Club, Broderick, Power Grip Collab Series. Some of you might know that I'm a big fan of the CTP battle. 9 holes, best shot wins, no putting, and I figured what better way to test out the Fireball and the Motion than compare them to the best overstable 9-speed ever made, the Firebird.
There's 3 keys to disc golf: driving, approaching, and putting. You need all 3 to do this disc sport.
Welcome back to another episode of Building the MVP Bag series. Today we got a little sub-series, the CTP battle, the MVP versus the favorite, Fireball. Oh, yanked it. Broadbird. Oh. Come on. Oh, I think that just hit the cage. Motion. Okay, that might be closer. Very simple rules for today's challenge. 9-hole CTP, 2 for each team, 4 off of every tee. Oh no, MVP. The Motion taking hole 1 was definitely not on today's bingo card. The next hole is an absolute smacker of a backhand here. Just gonna hit them on a hyzer, see how they hold up. Basically, what I want out of the Motion or the Fireball is a pushy Firebird style disc. I don't really bag a beefy Firebird. I want something that is gonna have some flight to it. Oof. The basket's right between the trees. Little short, I think that's like 30 short maybe. I think the Motion, from what I've heard, is more overstable than the Fireball. I'm anticipating this Firebird to kind of push and ride a little bit more. Yeah, that even kind of slipped out and it pushed more than the Motion. So I've been throwing the Fireball since my first initial MVP bag, but honestly, not a ton. Ooh. Man, that almost feels more stable than the Motion. It didn't go as far, which I feel like is maybe an indicator of like the glide. Oh, I like that. So both the Fireball, the Motion, and the Firebirds, all pretty much brand new. The MVP ones, I think, are plasma plastic, if I'm not getting that wrong. They all kind of faded just 30 feet short here. I anticipated the Fireball to get a little more push than the Motion. Going into today's video, I feel like my mind was already set on the Fireball, but just seeing the little extra push that the Motion got, if it continues that way throughout this challenge, the Motion's kicking the Fireball right out. Fireball, Firebird, Motion, Firebird. Oh, if this Motion takes 2 in a row, I will be surprised. I'm gonna step these out. 1, 2, 3, 10 with like 6 inches. Shoot, we're behind a tree. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Oh yeah, all day Firebird. Let's go. So I feel like there's no better way in terms of fun and then just getting a direct flight comparison than a CTP battle. So I want to start doing this kind of all my normal in the bag favorites versus the MVP variation. So let me know what you want to see next. This next hole I think comes in right under 400 feet once again. Gonna try a flex forehand, kind of almost a chop over up the gut, green Firebird with the box after this hole. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little more about these Broadbirds. A little wobbly, that was not very pretty, but I will say the flex forehand is probably my worst forehand shot. I just don't really feel comfortable doing it. A lot of times I'll throw something flippy and kind of flip it over. Okay, wow. I expected the Motion to just be an absolute hog, basically worthless. I've seen some decent push out of this plasma Fireball. I feel like now, because I saw that, I need to throw these two on the same line, because I gotta figure out if the Fireball or the Motion are gonna be making the bag. You know, that's pretty solid as well. But I really feel like the motion is gliding more, which is very, very surprising to me. Ah, I didn't trust it. No way. This is looking bad. So first things first, if you decide to go pick up a Broadbird, I cannot thank you enough. Like I said, they're available right now. Use code Broadbird10 at powergripusa.com. Limited quantities. I know everyone says that, but we had to see what I could sell. So it is actually pretty limited. Not gonna lie to you guys. So go grab one. If you do, thank you so much. The inspiration behind the Broadbird stamp was obviously my all-time favorite, the PFN Star Firebird. Luckily, Innova was gracious enough to kind of collab with us on the stamp design, and they kind of said, hey guys, we're not gonna let you completely rip off the Innova like classic design, but we'll do something for you. We'll make it, you know, pretty much what you want, but we'll change it enough to where you're not just like using our design. And I was like, you know, sounds good. That works for me. And honestly, I think it's so clean. I'm not a fan at all of the new school messy, big art designs. I'm an old head. If you guys are new to the channel, you'll figure that out. If you're not new, you know that. And so something super clean and simple like this is just what I love. I cannot be happier with how these came out. Just that classic Innova vibe. And they're nice and flat. Fireball with the motion taking the CTP, which is just so surprising to me. I did not think I would like this, but it's surprising me quite a bit. Well, the motion is putting Team MVP on its back. This hole, you can't quite see it, but basically dead straight. The basket's right back there, but this is a perfect hole for just a flat push forehand. Oh, gross. Oh, that's what I want out of a Firebird, but just not the best throw. Little back door, but you can kind of see how straight this specific batch of Firebirds is, and that's exactly what I want. Here, we're gonna take this on a little more of a stock hyzer line and just see if they'll push. I think I was trying to finesse them too much. Yeah, see, that's decent, but a little short. I think if I hit that same exact shot with the Broadbird, it's gonna get up there real nice. Come on. Yeah. So lately I've been working a lot with my two kind of sidearm swings. I use two separate forms for different styles of shots, different speeds, different spins, all kind of overcomplicated stuff. And lately I've been trying to really figure out, like, hey, statistically, which one is more accurate, more, you know, consistent, because there's these real pretty finessey style shots I like to throw, not usually with something like a brand new motion or fireball, because they're just too stable to have the flight characteristics I want out of something that's gonna flip up. But it's been weird lately because I'll just flip back and forth and they both feel fine, but right now I feel like the results of just a stock forehand release and letting the disc work on that are really better, I guess. Fireball, Broadbird, let's go. Ties it back up, 2-2. That's what we want. We want a tight battle here. We got the RV living under the bridge in the corner. We got a nice little side hand shot right here. Honestly, if I don't pin this with like 3 out of 4 shots, I suck. So the white one I'm throwing today is 175. The green one is 171. The motion and the fireball are both in the 170s. Don't hit that tree. All right, we're gonna try and keep this one a little bit lower. Broadbirds come in a very good mix of weights. Beef. Is it gonna get there? A little short, okay. We gotta push these ones up a little bit flatter. Push. Oh. Oh, I yanked it. But it's probably the closest. Guys, this is kind of brutal. Because the fireball and the motion were both closer than both Firebirds. 3-2. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to really see the basket on this one, but it is a beautiful, just backhand kind of fairway driver hyzer. So plays pretty well for these Frisbees. We're gonna go Fireball. Good skip. Might be a little short. Hyzer. God, I just love that initial push out of him though. Oh no. I want to see a little more push out of the motion here. Can't tell. All right, Broadbird a little lower, a little straighter. See where that gets me. Broadbird, Fireball, basket. Guys, I thought this Broadbird was closer than the Fireball. I thought it was there. I gotta get my eyes checked because the motion was way closer than all the others, which I guess is a good thing for me in terms of my MVP bag because currently the motion is beating the Fireball, but it's a bad thing for the Broadbirds. The Broadbird needs a point here, otherwise best of 9 is 5 and we're toast. Motion first. The thing about this hole, it's too short and we have to give it an ace run. So we're going for a skip ace. Jump, little short, but I liked it. I think we got the ground play read. Stalled it up high. Man, oh no, okay. All right, let's get this one out way wider. That's pretty close. Oh man, come on Broadbird. It's not looking good for you. Oh my. So I'm not gonna make an excuse, but I will tell you my reasoning that I think I'm throwing these all horrible today. The Firebird that I usually bag would definitely be classified as a Firebird SS. It's flippier than your Thunderbird, most likely. Like I can literally throw it as hard as I can on backhand and I can get it to hold an Anheuser and never come out of it. Just, I could throw Anheisers with that Firebird. So on forehands, I can basically throw this Firebird like it's an approach disc, but then it flips up and pushes. My arm slot is very heavy on the hyzer, you might have noticed. And I'm so used to throwing my super beat up old Firebird that controlling these and realizing I need to bring the throw a little bit flatter is definitely something that I need to get used to and I need to work on, especially not having like a beat up Firebird from MVP for this month. Now, yes, the Wrath and the Tesla are probably gonna be discs that, in all honesty, I maybe throw in the Firebird slot more than the Motion or the Fireball just because of my natural arm slot. But we still gotta dial in these discs for windy days, when you need a guaranteed hyzer, all those Firebird things. But yeah, Fireball, Team MVP, 5. Team Broadbird, 2. Since Team MVP decided to wax the Firebirds, very unfortunate. I decided to just hit the field instead, give you guys a couple flight comparisons, just something a little bit more straight up. And obviously, I need to figure out which one of these MVP Firebirds is actually gonna make the bag. We're gonna throw them backhand here, as flat as I possibly can. And I just wanna see how they push. Ooh. See, that motion, I feel like is so much better than I expected. Kind of threw that like shit, but I feel like it's so much more overstable. All right, Broadbird. Yeah. Man, once that thing smacks some trees, they're gonna be just the perfect little pushy Firebird. Exactly what you want. Kind of in that like old Sexton category where it's not gonna be your beefcake, it's gonna be your workhorse. Yeah, that's nice. But I feel like there's some people that don't even know the motion exists. I didn't until I literally got a comment about it, like, hey Broad, the MVP also has the motion, which is like another Firebird, but it's lesser known, clearly. And then luckily Clint just had one on the rack, so I grabbed it. Didn't even know it existed. And the flight numbers are more overstable. But this one's nice, flies good. So not the furthest net to the right, but the one right there, I feel like it's kind of right in that perfect, I bet it's like 275 away. We're gonna throw some side hands here, kind of see how they fly. Am I short? Little short, but am I gonna push it? No. See, I feel like these Broadbirds, very consistently overstable. Clearly they're not just hogs, but I think once you beat them in a little bit, they're gonna be that just beautiful kind of push flip up Firebird, which I couldn't be happier with. Obviously we went with flat top star Firebirds. Innova has an extra process. Pretty sure they just heat up the plate and press them down. I don't really know. But I assumed when they showed up, they'd be super beefy, which I was fine with because I have a good stock of old PFN Star Firebirds that are much straighter. And so I was like, well, I'll have a PFN in the bag and then I'll have a Broadbird in the bag. You got that 1-2 punch. But now I'm kind of happy because I have my super beat up PFN Star Firebirds that are still way flippier than these are. But I actually just have very workable Firebirds now. I got a box of 10 and it's like now I have just backup Firebirds forever. I have a decent little stock of PFNs, but now I don't even need them, which is super nice. So I'm super happy with how they came out. All right, motion. I will say, the way these MVP discs come out of the hand is very smooth with the motion and the Fireball. They're a little lower profile than a Firebird is gonna be. They honestly they feel really good. That one seemed to have a good little bit of glide on the flight. Fireball. Yeah, it's motion for me all day. So here's the side profile of the Fireball. Here's the motion. Very, very similar. I think the Fireball is slightly lower profile, and I feel like the motion has maybe a little more of a bevel and a little more of a rounded edge, which honestly, it's like almost impossible to tell the difference, but there is a slight difference. 9 3.504, 9 3.5, 0 3.5. So the motion is supposed to be a little bit more overstable, but honestly, with these two right here, this one's the winner for me today. It's gonna be taking the place of the Fireball in the MVP bag. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Broadbirds available now, powergripusa.com. Use code Broderick10. Saves you a little more, kicks back to me a little bit more. Cannot thank you enough if you've either even just watched to the end of this video, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and grab yourself a Broadbird, guys. These things, I'm so excited about them. If you're a Firebird lover and a pushy, you know, not beefcake Firebird lover, you're gonna love these. They came out so well in the stamp. I'm in love with it. I'm so happy with how these came out. It's been a few 3-4 months in the making, honestly. It took a little while to get these things going and in hand and kind of finalized with the design and everything, but so simple, so clean. Thank you, guys. Hope you're enjoying this series. We'll see you in the next one.
Creator of Frisbee Club, motherfuckers.
The man, the myth.
And right here, I have a Frisbee bag. It holds all my Frisbees, the ones I like.